final games there. All right, Greg. So you have a situation here where Triton with 14 wins, Argus with 13, Greenlawn with 13. I like the balance of those three teams.
Mother Nature got in the way of giving us some clarity as to what was going to happen in this sectional because Triton and Argus were supposed to play on Thursday. Little snow came through the northern half of the state, and that game got postponed. And I'm not sure at this point if those are going to be able to play each other. Triton is number 10 in the state. Argus is number 14. Of course, Jason Groves does a tremendous job at Triton. He's approaching 300 wins. He's made multiple trips downstate with that Triton program over the years. And let's also reference the fact that for Trinity Greenlawn, they're playing in a state tournament for the first time, and they have 14 wins on the year. They have close losses, lower scoring losses to Triton and Argus on the season as well. So there's really two or three teams that all could be cutting down those nets in a couple of weeks.
Sectional 51, Fremont is the host. There are 5 teams. Tuesday night, Hamilton will play the host, Fremont. On Friday night, Elkhart Christian will take on Lakewood Park Christian in semifinal game number 1. Bethany Christian will take on the Hamilton Fremont winner from Tuesday night in the second game in the semifinals at Fremont. So Elkhart Christian, Fremont over 12 wins, Bethany Christian over 10. So you got you have double-digit wins with 3 of these teams.
Yeah, Fremont won this sectional last year. Again, you referenced the fact that both Elkhart and Fremont sitting on 12 wins. Elkhart Christian is scheduled to play 3 times this week. So they got a busy last week of the season going into the postseason, and Elkhart Christian and Fremont do not play each other during the course of this year, so they could easily see each other for the first time in the Sectional 51 championship game.
Sectional 52 is hosted by Tri-County. 6 teams here. Tuesday night, game 1, Tri-County will play North White, followed by Frontier and Pioneer. Caston on Friday night play the first semifinal game. Their opponent, the Tri-County North White winner. And also on Friday night at Tri-County, South Newton will play the Frontier Pioneer winner. So North White, ranked number 6, Greg, at playing very well. Caston with 14 wins. 2 really strong teams.
A lot of times you will have coaches try to make sure they schedule at least 1 week during the year where they play Tuesday, Friday, Saturday to replicate what it's like in a 6-team sectional. Well, North White's been doing that a lot because they played 12 straight games and won 12 straight games since January the 22nd. They went 3 weeks without playing to start January, so they have made up for lost time. They are 17-3. They are number 6 in the state. Again, Caston won this sectional last year. North White beat Caston by 3 just a couple of weeks ago on February the 7th. Those are the 2 teams really to kind of focus on here at the Tri-County Sectional.
Sectional 53 at Southern Wells. Tuesday night, Northfield will play Southwood. Also Tuesday night, game number 2, Smith Academy will take on Lakeland Christian. Friday night, game number 1 of the semifinals features North Miami and the Northfield Southwood winner. And in the second game of the semifinals at Southern Wells on Friday night, Southern Wells will play the Smith Academy and Lakeland Christian winner. Lakeland Christian, Greg, over 500, only team in this sectional with that type of record.
Now, Southwood made a somewhat surprising run of the semi-state last year. They are 10-10 this year. They are 4 years removed from being the runners-up to Morristown at Bankers Life Fieldhouse then in the 1A classification. You referenced Lakeland Christian having the best record. They do not play Southwood during the course of the regular season. Southwood 10-10, but 4-0 against the teams they have played here in Sectional 53.
Sectional 54 is at Attica. Tuesday night, Faith Christian will play the host, Attica, followed by Clinton Central and Lafayette Central Catholic. On Friday night, North Vermilion will play the Faith Christian Attica winner. And also on Friday night, number 15, Covington will play the Clinton Central, Lafayette Central Catholic winner. And Greg, LCC has played well, as have Covington. Covington with 15 wins coming into this.
Yeah, these are the 2 teams you kind of circle in this group every year, and clearly it looks like they could meet in terms of a semifinal. Central Catholic number 12 in the state, Covington number 15. Central Catholic won at Covington when they played before Christmas back on December the 17th by 13 points. Dave Barrett, what a job he has done at Central Catholic. He is 3 wins away from 300 in his career at CC. And again, this likely comes down to those teams playing in a semifinal on Friday, March 4th.
Blue River Valley, sectional number 56, has 6 teams in that. 55, I'm sorry, Westdale. Get ahead of myself a little bit. Westdale, sectional number 55. Liberty Christian, Tri-Central on Tuesday nights. Daleville and Anderson Preparatory also Tuesday. Westdale will play the Liberty Christian Tri-Central winner, and Cowan on Friday night will take on the winner of game number 2. That would be the winner of the Daleville Anderson Prep game from Tuesday night. Liberty Christian, 12-9. It's an interesting situation here in this situation, Greg, in sectional 55.
Yeah, Cowan won this group last year. They have just 2 wins this season, but they've come in the last week. They kind of found something here the last week or so of the season. Daleville is coached by Ashley Fouch, and she has done a great job in her first year coaching the boys at Daleville. They are 11-8 on the season. Liberty Christian, a past 1A state champ 6 years ago in 2016. They check in at 13-9. 3 teams north of 500. Again, this is a very balanced sectional 55.
It certainly is. And now to sectional 56 at Blue River Valley. Blue River Valley will play Union City on Tuesday night, game number 1. The second game of the evening, Randolph Southern will play Seton Catholic. On Friday night, semifinal game number 1, Union Modoc will play the Blue River Valley Union City winner. And the second semifinal game on Friday night features Tri, their opponent, the Randolph Southern Seton Catholic winner from Tuesday night. So BRV, 12 wins, Seton with a great year right now at 14-9, Tri right at the 500 mark.
Now, Seton Catholic, Bob, won this group with 6 regular season wins last year, then rattled off 3 in terms of the sectional to make it to Frankfort in terms of that 1A regional. Cardinals having a good season so far this year. However, they lost to Blue River Valley when they played back on January the 25th. So like so many of these sectionals in Class 1A and like so many sectionals talk about all across the state of Indiana, craziness is expected to ensue coming up in this year's state tournament.
All right, we have the northern part of the state in single A. Today's broadcast of the IHSAA network is brought to you in part by Ivy Tech Community College. Ivy Tech offers the most affordable tuition in Indiana, less than half the cost of other colleges and universities. Learn more about higher education without the high price at ivytech.edu. When we come back, we'll go to the southern part of the state as we make our way toward 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A as we get ready to play some basketball. You're listening to the IHSA Champions Radio Network presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. This is your IHSAA.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
It's 2 p.m. Saturday afternoon. You have 2 choices. Option 1, take 2 nanoseconds to reach over and put on your seatbelt. Or option 2, decide it's too much work for a Saturday and don't put on your seatbelt. As the seatbelt alarm continues to sing the song of its people, you roll your eyes. You're just going down the block, you'll be fine. You take a turn to the left, and that's when you see it.
Just wear your seatbelt. It's an easy way to save your own life. The Indiana Criminal Justice Institute wants to remind you that choices matter. Click it to live it.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2022 IHSAA Boys Basketball Tournament Pairing Show presented by the Indiana Pacers and Indiana Fever on the IHSAA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA. I'm Bob Lovell with Greg Rakestraw. Greg, let's go to sectional 57, hosted by White River Valley. There are 7 teams. Tuesday night's game features number 2 Bloomfield, and their opponent will be Shakamak. Wednesday night, game 1 features White River Valley taking on Clay City. Game number 2, Wednesday night, Lighthouse Christian will play North Central Farmersburg. Then on Friday, Eminence will play the Bloomfield and Shackamack winner from Tuesday night, and then other winners will play on Friday night. Bloomfield, Shackamack, North Central, Lighthouse. You know what? Everybody's got a winning record here.
Yeah, Bloomfield is the one that kind of stands out. Shackamack ended what had been a somewhat lengthy sectional championship streak for Bloomfield last year. Bloomfield is 17-4, and if there's any doubts about what JB's team at Bloomfield can do this year, they're going to play Bloomington South and Bar Reeve the final week of the season.
Right.
And that last Friday night is always kind of the Southern 1A showcase between Bloomfield and Bar Reeve. Bloomfield beat Shackamack handily in early December when they played. I would expect it to be closer this time around. Again, the Cardinals, the likely favorite here in Sectional 57.
Sectional 58, hosted by Bethesda Christian. Tuesday night, Traders Point Christian will play Indiana Deaf. Wednesday night, game number 1 features Indianapolis Metropolitan taking on Riverside. And the second game, International, will play Indiana Math and Science. That's on Wednesday. Now, Bethesda Christian, the host, on Friday night will play the Traders Point Christian Indiana Deaf winner in semifinal game number 1. Bethesda, Math and Science, Traders Point, at or above the 500 mark in this section. A pretty balanced situation there.
Yeah, Bethesda Christian probably the favorite here. They're the defending champs, so they draw the bye, maybe fittingly so. Kept checking in at 14-5. Bethesda also will play 3 games coming up in the next week. They're going to play 10 total times in February and 9 times in the last 18 games of the season, trying to make sure they get a full 24 games before the postseason. Indy Met probably has a better team. Their record would indicate right around 500. And a quick nod to Math and Science, checking in at 13-8. It's going to be their first winning record in 5 years.
Congratulations to them. Sectional 59, hosted by Lutheran. Tuesday night, Providence Cristo Rey will take on Greenwood Christian. On Tuesday night, in game number 2, Central Christian will play Indianapolis Lutheran. Friday night, semifinal game number 1, Victory College Preparatory will play the Providence Cristo Rey Greenwood Christian winner. And also on Friday, game number 2, number 8, Tindley will play the Central Christian Indianapolis Lutheran winner. Greg, Lutheran, Tindley, Central Christian, Greenwood Christian, everybody above the 500 mark playing well.
The last team that you just mentioned is ecstatic at this draw because Greenwood Christian has 14 wins on the season. They only have to play 1 of Central Christian,
Right.
Lutheran, or Tindley. That is an absolutely loaded bottom half of the draw. Tindley won this sectional last year, made it all the way to the semi-state. They own a victory over Lawrence North from back at the end of December.
Right.
I think they beat Lawrence Central last night. Tindley is really good. They are one of the favorites in 1A. But Lutheran is really good too. And obviously they kind of have some athletes from that football program that won a state championship in November, but also play basketball. They're a perennial top 10 team in 1A at this point. And I just happened to have the chance to see Central Christian in action on Tuesday night in a game at Park Tudor. They have 48 students. About 5 or 6 of those kids can really play basketball. They're a good team led by Elijah Mattingly, who is averaging nearly a double-double at 6'6". Again, Tindley is the favorite here, but there are 3 or 4 really good basketball teams in this sectional at Lutheran.
Sectional number 60 at Southwestern of Shelbyville, 7 teams. Tuesday night's game, Rising Sun will play Jacksonville. Game 1 on Wednesday features Hauser taking on Morristown. Game number 2 on Wednesday, the host, Southwestern of Shelbyville, will play Oldenburg Academy. And then on Friday night, semifinal 1, Waldron will play the Rising Sun Jacksonville winner. And Greg, there's some interesting matchups here. JCD, 14-5, Waldron with a winning record. Couple of good teams.
Jacksonville is the team that jumps off the page here. Southwestern won this sectional last year. Jacksonville is 4-0 against teams from this sectional, and they beat Waldron by 20+ when they got together on January the 15th. So JCD the favorite here in sectional 60.
Edinburgh is hosting sectional number 62.
You cannot skip sectional number 61, my friend.
I won't. They'll come back and get it. Thornton is hosting sectional 61. I'm just excited about talking about some of these great matchups. Borden, number 61, is the sectional there. Rock Creek will play New Washington on Tuesday. Also Tuesday, Christian Academy of Indianapolis will play a high school near and dear to my partner's heart, Lanesville. Also in sectional number 61, Borden will play the Rock Creek New Washington winner on Friday night in semifinal game number 1. South Central Elizabeth Friday night, their opponent, game 2, will be the Christian Academy Lanesville winner. Rock Creek, Greg, Borden with winning records, and your Lanesville ball club. I know your heart's pulling for it.
Of course, if you skip sectional 61, I get kicked out of Harrison County. I can't go home.
I didn't mean to slight you.
So thank you for doubling back on that.
It was just a psychological thing.
All good, my friend. Lanesville won this sectional last year, made it to the regional final. It's a rebuilding Lanesville team, but they've been playing much better basketball as of late. They are now 6-16 in the season. You reference Rock Creek. They are unbeaten versus sectional foes. Coach Brown there has 350-plus wins in 26 years. They last won a sectional 6 years ago. And Borden, of course, a state champion. And I can't believe it's been like a decade since that's been the case for the Braves. But they have a good record as well at 14-6. Again, likely the favorites in this sectional, Rock Creek and Borden, will likely meet in terms of the sectional semifinals. I know that Coach Brown and his kids at New Washington, who are gathered together to watch the Pairings show today, the Mustangs clearly have something else to say about that.
In sectional number 62, Edinburgh is the host. Shaw Memorial will play West Washington on Tuesday evening. Also Tuesday, Trinity Lutheran will play number 4, Edinburgh. Medora, Friday night, semifinal game 1 will play the Shaw Memorial West Washington winner. And in the second game on Friday, Cartersville will take on either Trinity Lutheran or Edinburgh. Edinburgh, 18 wins, lofty rating. They are for real. They're a good basketball team.
Yeah, Trinity Lutheran won this sectional last year, but Edinburgh is the clear favorite. I know the Lancers are good because Kyle Neddenripp of the Star has been there for 2 different games this season, including last night. And I love it when teams from different areas kind of connect and find a way to play each other. So North Davies makes the drive to see Edinburgh. That is a potential regional game. Obviously, we'll talk about North Davies and their always rugged sectional coming up in the next slide that our viewers to this program will see. Edinburgh is the clear favorite here. Again, number 4 in the state. The team that was closest to them of this group this year was West Washington. Edinburgh went to West Washington and won in overtime in January. So from a record standpoint, Edinburgh's a heavy favorite, but they have had at least one close battle against a team from this sectional this year.
That's sectional number 62. Let's move to sectional 63. 6 teams here. Lagodi is the host. Number 3, North Davies will take on Washington Catholic on Tuesday night, game 1. Followed by number 11, Orleans, taking on the host, and number 5, Lagodi Lions. Friday night, game 1 of the semifinals, Shoals will play the North Davies Washington Catholic winner. And in the second game on Friday night in the semifinals, number 7, Bar Reeve will play the Orleans Lagodi winner. Greg, always one of the most difficult sectionals in the state is sectional number 63. 4 teams ranked in the top 15. And there you have it.
North Davies is the big winner here because they are on the side of the bracket with Washington Catholic and Shoals. The bottom half of this bracket is carnage. Orleans and Lagodi, then Bar Reeve. And if you're Lagodi, to win a sectional, you will have to beat 3 teams in the top 12 of the state because you're looking at Orleans, Bar Reeve, and likely North Davies then. And to do that in the span of 5 days, that is rugged. Obviously, Bar Reeve, the defending state champs, they are not as generationally good as they were last year, but they are still very much a team capable for Coach Josh Thompson of winning the sectional. And whomever comes out of this sectional is clearly capable of making a run all the way to Gamebridge Fieldhouse. I would start buying your tickets now. There might be people in the parking lot in Lagodi like tomorrow morning getting ready for those games like 8 and 9 days from now.
Sectional 64 is at Springs Valley. 6 teams here. Game 1 on Tuesday. Vincennes Reveille is matched up with Cannleton. Springs Valley will play Wood Memorial in the second game on Tuesday night. Friday night, the semifinals, game 1. Northeast DuBois will play the Reveille Cannleton winner. And the second game, Evansville Day, their opponent, the Springs Valley Wood Memorial winner. The Valley, with a good season, 16 wins, playing very, very well heading into the sectional.
Now, Valley looking for their first sectional championship since 2018. They won this last year. The Blackhawks have won 13 consecutive games dating back to December the 18th. They are the host school, and they are the favorite here at sectional number 64.
Well, Greg, that is 1A, and we know right now everybody's excited about what happened and who they're playing and what's going to take place there. The IHSAA would like to thank its two presenting sponsors for today's broadcast, the Indiana Pacers and Indiana Fever, and Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. This is your IHSAA. The Pacers and Indiana Fever are the presenting sponsors of the 112th IHSAA Boys Basketball State Tournament throughout Indiana this winter. And Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance is the official presenting sponsor of the IHSAA Champions Network, the most comprehensive state high school broadcast network in America. This is your IHSAA. We want to thank both for their continued support of the IHSAA's 407 member schools and 160,000 student athletes. This is your IHSAA. Greg Rakestraw and I will come back and we will start with the 2A pairings. Already it's been great. We appreciate you being with us because you have seen it's going to be some tremendous matchups when we get started playing. You're listening to the IHSAA Champions Radio Network presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. This is your IHSAA.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSA.
When I'm not racing at the track, I do like to take things a little bit slower. But even with my foot off the gas, I'm still driven to save lives. So if you're like me and you like hunting and fishing, you can do something to save lives too. Just say yes to being an organ donor when you get your hunting or fishing license online, or when you renew your Indiana driver's license. Join the 4 million Hoosiers who have signed up to save lives. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy.
In addition to Pacers basketball, my family's a big fan of two things: rescue dogs and great Connecticut water. So when we adopted Walter to join Bailey, he too gets his bowl of water right from our Connecticut K5 drinking water station. We take our water quality seriously, which is why we also have a whole home water treatment system. Improve your water like we do. Visit ConnecticutIndy.com for your free in-home water test. Connecticut, official sponsor of the Indiana Pacers.
Welcome back, everyone. You're to the 2022 IHSAA Boys Basketball Tournament Pairing Show, presented by the Indiana Pacers and Indiana Fever on the IHSAA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA. Greg Rakestraw, Bob Lovell, glad you're with us. We've moved to 2A, sectional number 33 at Whiting. Andrean will play Ileana Christian, game 1 on Tuesday night, followed by number 7, Lake Station Edison, and their matchup with Bowman Academy. On Friday night, semifinal game number 1, Hammond Bishop Knoll will play the Andrean Ileana Christian winner. And in the second game of the semifinals on Friday night, Whiting will take on either Lake Station Edison or Bowman Academy. Greg Rakestraw, Ileana Christian, what a great story it is. What a great season they've had. Lake Station Edison playing extremely well in this section.
Yeah, you read my mind as to where to go here, because we have some historically significant programs in Hammond Bishop Knoll, Andrean, and Bowman Academy. And let me throw a little love to Whiting. Their gym, the home of the Oilers, is one of the absolute gems of Indiana high school basketball. Let's talk about the other two programs here. Lake Station Edison started the season 16-0. Now, they had a 3-game losing streak, including a 3-point game against Ileana Christian on Friday night. They snapped that losing streak by beating Counts last night. The last time that Lake Station won a sectional basketball tournament was 1941. They have an opportunity to end an 81-year drought this year. On the absolute other side of that is Ileana Christian, who is in their second year in the IHSAA, and they check in at 19-2. This is a really unique mix we have in Sectional 33 this year.
I think you'll say some of those same things
Yep.
about sectional number 34. North Judson St. Pierre hosting a 17 sectional. Tuesday night's game is Westville playing Boone Grove. Wednesday night, game 1 will be North Judson St. Pierre and South Bend Career. South Central Union Mills in LaVille, game 2 on Wednesday night. On Friday night, semifinal game number 1 will feature Hebron and the Westville Boone Grove winner. And the second game on Friday night at sectional number 34 will feature the winners from those games on Tuesday and Wednesday. Greg, Boone Grove, Westville, North Judson, double-digit wins on the season, 3 pretty solid teams.
Now you got 4 teams north of 500 in this group. Again, Boone Grove won this sectional last year. By the way, you've got Westville that beat Boone Grove. They split with Boone Grove when they played a couple of times this year, played twice at the end of January and early in February. And again, while North Judson San Pierre has the most wins at 16, want to give a quick nod to Westville. They are 13-8. This is their 99th appearance in the IHSAA state tournament, and they have never won a sectional. So they have an opportunity here. They did not get an easy draw in terms of getting Boone Grove in the opening contest. But again, there are 3 or 4 teams that deserve merit and are deserving to be talked about here in sectional 34.
Westview is hosting sectional number 35. The game on Tuesday. Cherubusco will play number 1 Central Noble. Wednesday night's first game features Fairfield, ranked number 15, and Bremen. The second game on Wednesday night, number 3 Westside will play Westview. Prairie Heights on Friday night, semifinal game number 1 will take on the Cherubusco winner. And Greg, yikes, Eastside with 20 wins, Central Noble with 20 wins, Fairfield with 14, Prairie Heights with a winning record. This is a tough sectional.
It's one of the best sectionals in the state this year, especially outside of 4A, just because of having Central Noble and Connor Esigian, who's going to play at the University of Wisconsin, and an Eastside program that is having this wonderful wave of athletes come through their school. You know, they have had these great runs in football the last few years. They made the 2A baseball state championship game last year and have designs on getting back and winning that game a few months from now. Well, in basketball, they're 20-1, and they're number 3 in the state. Central Noble just lost their second game of the year to Fort Wayne Southside in a game on Tuesday. Those 2 teams have played twice. They have split their matchups. So Eastside's only loss comes to this Central Noble team. But in total, there are 5 teams over 500 in this group. What's remarkable is that the 2 teams that aren't are the 2 we've talked about the most the last few years. Cherubusco won this sectional last year. Busco 7-15 this year. And Westview is having I wouldn't say surprisingly, but a rare down year for their historically great program. This is a great 17 group at Westview.
Sectional number 36 is at Bluffton. Tuesday night, South Adams will play Whitco. In the first game, Manchester will take on Fort Wayne Blackhawk Christian, ranked number 3rd in the second game. Wednesday night, game 1 at Bluffton features Wabash and their opponent, Adams Central, followed by the Fort Wayne Canterbury Bluffton matchup. And winners play on Friday night. Wabash, Blackhawk, Adams Central above 500 here.
Before we talk any bit of basketball in this section, I just want to let Mark Davidson know that we're all thinking about him. We're all rooting for him. I know that his battle from a health standpoint, likely the end result, I think everybody kind of knows what Mark is up against. I also have little doubt in my mind that what is ahead past this realm for Mark Davidson. He's a good man. And he's a great man, frankly, and he's a heck of a basketball coach. And now just talking about this basketball team at Blackhawk Christian, there's no Caleb First on this team this year. There's no Zane Burke on this team this year. And they are still 16-4. Again, maybe not the names from a headlining standpoint that Blackhawk Christian had a season ago, but they're the favorites here in sectional number 36.
Well said. I echo your sentiments 100%, Greg. Let's go to sectional number 37. Winnemac is the host. 6 teams here. Tuesday night, game 1. Rochester Community will play Lewis Cass. The second game Tuesday, Delphi Community, their opponent will be Winnemac Community. On Friday night, North Newton will play the Rochester Lewis Cass winner. Second game on Friday, Rensselaer Central, their opponent, the Delphi Winnemac winner. Lewis Cass, the only team right now over 500 in this section.
Amazing balance in this group because you've got teams that have 8 and 9 wins in this group. You mentioned the fact that Lewis Cass has 10. What you don't have in this group is a lot of games against each other. So you don't have an idea how to gauge who can do what from this group. It honestly could be any of those 6 teams on that board that advance out of this sectional 37.
Sectional 38 at Western Boone. Tuesday night, Webo will play number 10 Clinton Prairie in the first game, followed by Fountain Central and Seeger. Friday night, Rossville will play the Western Boone Clinton Prairie winner from Tuesday night. And also, the second game of the semifinals on Friday night at Western Boone features number 6 Carroll of Flora, their opponent, the Fountain Central Seeger winner. This is really tough, Greg. I mean, Fountain, Clinton Prairie, Carroll, 17 wins, 2 really, really good basketball teams. Rossville right at 500. This is a tough situation here.
Yeah, Rossville won this last year, made it to the regional final. Carroll 18-1. They beat Clinton Prairie by 5 when they got together back on January the 14th. The Gophers looking for their first boys sectional since 1982. Again, Rossville is never easy to beat in the postseason, but my bet would be it's Clinton Prairie and Carroll getting together for the sectional title at Webo.
We head to sectional 39. Tipton is the host. 6 teams playing. Game 1 on Tuesday night. Madison Grant will play Blackford, followed by the Tipton-Taylor matchup. Semifinal game number 1 on Friday. Eastbrook will play the Madison Grant Blackford winner. And semifinal game number 2 on Friday night at Tipton. Sheridan taking on the Tipton-Taylor winner. Mad Grant 11-8. Tipton with 14 wins. Taylor right there at 500. I like it. I think it's a pretty balanced sectional.
Obviously, the last couple of years, this has been the realm of Luke Brown and Blackford. And then the semi-state ran into Blackhawk Christian last year. Different scenario this year. Tipton is always a team you talk about come postseason. Also, when you have a guy like Cliff Hawkins that has over 500 wins and has made a state championship game, you talk about them as well. So it's probably fitting that Tipton and Madison Grant are on opposite sides of the bracket. The Argyles and Tipton do not play each other during the course of the regular season, despite their relative proximity. But again, they're the teams, again, likely to square off, potentially at least be the favorites in each half of this bracket.
Sectional number 40, Alexandria Monroe, 7 teams. Tuesday night's game features Alexandria taking on LaPel. The Wednesday night first matchup, Frankton will play Wapahani. Wapahani ranked number 9. Wednesday night, game number 2 Monroe Central will play Elwood Community. Friday night, semifinal game number 1 features Winchester Community, their opponent, the Alexandria LaPel winner. Greg, you have one of the 2 unbeatens in the state in a very good Monroe Central team. Frankton, LaPel, Wapahani, Winchester, all winning records going into this. We've talked about good sectionals, great competitive sectionals. This is one of them.
Every year. And so often the conversation has been about both Frankton and LaPel. They're both right around 500 this year. We're going to talk about Monroe Central, checking in at number 2. And again, because of a Central Noble loss on Tuesday, Monroe Central could easily be the number 1 team in the state when the polls come out on Tuesday. Wapahani is number 9. They are the defending sectional champs. They are 17-4. When Monroe Central and Wapahani played last week, the score was 54-53 in favor of Monroe Central. So again, that could be a great Friday night semifinal in this sectional at Alexandria. And by the way, Monroe Central is going to play a good Chatard team at the Hoosier Gym on Thursday night. They have another cool moment coming up before they get to postseason play a few days from now.
That takes care of the northern part of the state in 2A. This broadcast of the IHSA Champions Radio Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, is being heard on great radio stations around Indiana, like WBIW in Bedford, WQRK also in Bedford, WPHZ in Bedford, Orleans, WXKU in Austin, WCSI AM and FM in Columbus, WTRE in AM and FM in Greensburg, WZZB, AM and FM in Seymour. When we come back, we'll bring you the 2A South matchups You're listening to the IHSAA Champions Radio Network presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. This is your IHSAA.
Thank you.
Time-wise, you're good?
We're about a minute or two.
You're good at making big announcements.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Hey, Britt, we gotta go. Oh, well, see ya. Hurry up. We've got 5 minutes. Oh, we're gonna be late. Hey, baby girl.
Inspired by touch, by play, by listening and laughter. Inspired by family gatherings and one-on-one conversations. Inspired by long walks, long lives, and lives simply lived well. Inspired by compassion, by healing, by grace and strength. What inspires us at Franciscan Health is you. Franciscan Health, inspiring health.
IHSAA Boys Basketball Tournament Pairing Show presented by the Indiana Pacers and Indiana Fever on the IHSAA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA. I'm Bob Lovell from Network Indiana's Indiana Sports Talk. To my right, your left, Greg Rakestraw from the ISC Sports Network, Broadcaster of the Year for the Indiana Sports Writers and Sportscasters Association. 2A South, Greg, sectional number 41. 8 schools playing at Hagerstown. Shenandoah will take on number 11 Northeastern on Tuesday night in the first game, followed by Knightstown and Hagerstown. On Wednesday, game 1 will be Union County and Eastern Hancock. Eastern Hancock ranked number 12. Cambridge City Lincoln will play Centerville in the second game on Wednesday night. Winners will play on Friday. Eastern Hancock having a great year. Northeastern having a solid year at 16 wins. Shenandoah over the 500 mark here, Greg. But Eastern Hancock and Northeastern playing very well.
Yeah, Shenandoah does not have the talent they have had the last couple of years, but they've got Dave McCullough on the bench, which gives them a chance at any game that they play. Eastern Hancock, I had a chance to see them put up 83 in their first game of the year at the Hoosier Gym. They've got a very talented team at Eastern Hancock. And again, Northeastern is good every year. Before Shenandoah kind of had their run, it was Northeastern that was the dominant program in this sectional. Northeastern number 11, Eastern Hancock number 12, and those two teams again opposite sides of the bracket. But Northeastern knows when you got Shenandoah in game 1, that's the only team you can focus on. You're gonna have a battle on your hands.
Sectional number 42, hosted by Park Tudor. There are 6 schools in this sectional. Tuesday night, the first game on Tuesday. Number 13, Park Tudor, will take on Heritage Christian. Second game on Tuesday at Park Tudor features Indianapolis-Scecina and Covenant Christian of Indianapolis. Friday night, the winners will play. Also Friday night, University will take on the Park Tudor Heritage Christian winner from Tuesday night. So University with 13 wins, Park Tudor, Scecina with 10. I like those 3 teams. I really do.
Let's talk about, first of all, the venue.
Yeah.
Park Tudor, the brand new gymnasium opened on December the 3rd. The Ihsaa Family Sports Center. I was there on Tuesday. It is gorgeous. Get there early for the parking. There's not a lot of parking there yet, but the gym itself is absolutely tremendous. Now, Coach Adams' team at Park Tudor is really solid. They did lose to University when they played for the Pioneer Conference Championship a couple of weeks ago. Let me throw out one more team, and it's whom Park Tudor has the first game out. It's Heritage Christian. While their record is sub 500, they have got a very talented player in Miles Colvin, and he puts on as much of an aerial display as you'll see from any high school player in the state. A lot of talent at 71st in college coming up starting March 1st.
Let me back up here to sectional 42. Inadvertently did not mention Irvington. They'll be taking on the Park Tudor Heritage Christian winner University will take on the Cecina Covenant Christian winner. My apologies for that mistake, everyone. So I wanted to clear that up before we moved on. We go to sectional 43 at South Putnam, 7 schools there. Tuesday night's game, Cloverdale will play Park Heritage. Wednesday night game 1, Riverton Park will play Southmont. Second game on Wednesday features Cascade and North Putnam. South Putnam will play the Cloverdale Park Heritage winner in game 1 of Friday night semifinals. And then the others will match up also on Friday night. Southmont, North Putt with 16 wins, Park Heritage 13, 3 pretty solid teams here.
Obviously, Park Heritage made the state championship game last year in 2A. A couple other teams to talk about, though, in this group. First of all, Coach Brooks in North Putnam. They picked up 17 wins. Kind of had a heartbreaking loss on Tuesday at the buzzer against a good 3A team in Danville. But North Putt has a good chance to advance in this sectional. But how about Southmont? They are co-champions of the Sagamore Conference for the first time in program history. They've been in that league for 36 years. Congratulations to those young men. They will share the conference championship with Lebanon, who plays in 3A. Again, the draw sets up to where Park Heritage, Southmont, North Putnam, again, you would think those are likely the 3 teams that will advance on to get to the semifinals.
Sectional number 44 at South Ripley, 5 teams here. The only game on Tuesday night features Milan and North Decatur. Friday night semifinal game number 1, South Decatur will play South Ripley. And then Triton Central will play the winner of the Milan North Decatur matchup. South Ripley, South Decatur, North Decatur, Triton Central, everybody with a winning record.
Yeah, everybody but Milan. Milan's struggling a little bit this year, but has picked up a win or 2 late in the year. But again, other than that, exceedingly balanced. Triton Central, your defending champ from this group.
Southwestern of Hanover hosting sectional 45 Tuesday night. Game 1, Switzerland County will play Austin. Second game of Tuesday, Southwestern of Hanover taking on Henryville. Friday night, semifinal game 1, number 11 Providence will play the Switzerland County Austin winner. And Clarksville in the second game on Friday night will take on the Southwestern Henryville winner. Providence and Southwestern with 14 wins, 2 really solid teams.
Providence beat Southwestern by a point when they got together on January the 4th. Southwestern won this sectional last year. Providence lost their last 2, but they have done so against some pretty good competition they played over the course of the last couple of weeks. But again, as you identified, those are the 2 favorites in this group.
Tell City's hosting sectional 46, 5 schools. Tuesday night's game, Paoli will play Crawford County. Game number 1 on Friday. Number 16 Eastern Pekin taking on Perry Central. Second game of Friday night features Tell City taking on the Paoli Crawford County winner. Eastern Pekin with 15 wins. Perry Central, Paoli over 500, but Eastern Pekin's had a solid year.
Let's talk about the Musketeers. They're going to have their best record in 7 years, first winning record in 7 years. They lost in the sectional final to Paoli by a point a year ago. So remember, the Musketeers play in the Mid-Southern Conference. They play a lot of really good 3A schools on a regular basis. They get some battle tested for this 2A round. Musketeers the favorite here in Tell City.
North Knox is hosting sectional 47. Tuesday night, the host, North Knox, will play Eastern Green. Friday night, game 1, Mitchell will play South Knox. Game number 2 on Friday, number 5, Linton Stockton playing the North Knox Eastern Green winner. Linton Stockton, another great year, 19 wins, but South Knox, North Knox are pretty solid basketball team.
Yeah, Linton Stockton, the favorite. The Miners are number 5 in the state. They're looking for a 4th consecutive sectional championship. And for an 8th in the last 10 years, they have beaten the other teams in this sectional by at least 13 points. Linton Stockton, once again, the favorite in 47.
Sectional 48 is at Southridge. Tuesday night, game 1, Southridge will play North Posey. Game 2 on Tuesday, Forest Park is matched up with Tecumseh. On Friday night, semifinal game number 1, number 8, South Spencer, taking on the Southridge North Posey winner. And game 2 on Friday night, Evansville Mater Dei, their opponent, the Forest Park Tecumseh winner. This is a nice little sectional break. South Spencer having a great run. Southridge playing well. North Posey playing well.
To your point, Southridge just knocked off South Spencer last night by 2, 47-45. South Spencer, Matt Britton's team, still 16-3 on the season. Southridge is a new coach, Kyle Swafford, that was at Monrovia, taking over for Mark Rohrer. Southridge, of course, made the semi-state last year, but, graduated a first-round draft pick in the MLB draft in Colson Montgomery, who was a Division I level talent, a couple other Division I athletes from a baseball standpoint off of that team. So the fact that they're 12-10 is really impressive, and there are good teams up and down the board here in Sectional 48.
Greg, it wraps up the 2A. We're going to pause now for our stations along the IHSA Champions Radio Network to identify themselves. This is the IHSA Champions Radio Network. Welcome back, everyone. This is the IHSAA 2022 Boys Basketball Tournament Pairing Show presented by the Indiana Pacers and Indiana Fever on the IHSA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA. When we come back, we will move to 3A, start in the north, and bring you the pairings as we move toward tournament time, and certainly going to be a lot of fun. Again, you're listening to the IHSA Champions Radio Network presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. This is your IHSAA.
Right now, more than ever, it's the opportunity of a lifetime. Make 6 figures a year, have great health insurance, have a great retirement.
It basically is giving me a lot more security financially.
So the great benefits of this union is that I've been able to provide for my family.
If they didn't truly believe college was for them, or even if they were on the edge of thinking, I'd push them towards going to a trade.
Hey, Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
IB Plus helps students navigate the cost of college in 2 ways: tuition and textbooks. IB Plus Tuition simplifies what students pay by charging the same tuition rate if they're enrolled in 12 or more credits. You pay the same amount whether you take 12, 15, or even 18 credits, so you can graduate faster while saving money. You'll save even more with IB Plus textbooks. Best of all, students in the fall 21 and spring 22 will receive their required textbooks at no additional cost.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2022 IHSAA Boys Basketball Tournament Pairing Show presented by the Indiana Pacers, Indiana Fever on the IHSAA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA. Bob Lovell, Greg Rakestraw, joined by Assistant Commissioner Brian Lewis. Brian, welcome. Again, welcome to the IHSAA. Welcome to the broadcast. It's a great opportunity. You're a basketball guy from Jasper. I think everyone knows your background. And so you've been through this as a player, as an administrator. It's an exciting week for everyone around our state.
It is, and I appreciate you having me on. It's always, I was just joking, sitting between greatness here. So we appreciate everything you do. But this is a great week for Indiana and Indiana high school basketball. It didn't get any better than this. We finish up the regular season and move right into the tournament play with all roads lead to Gainbridge Fieldhouse.
I've now gotten to an age where people I've covered in state championship games are now working for the IHSS. I remember this gentleman winning a 4A football state championship for the legendary Jerry Brewer about 20 years ago at Jasper. What has these last 3 or 4 months been like in terms of traveling the state, trying to see as many basketball games as possible in your new role as assistant commissioner in charge of boys hoops?
You know, it's been a blast. I've got to see a lot of great basketball. You get to travel around and see a lot of great gymnasiums and watch some of the best coaches in the country prepare our kids for tournament play. And it's a wonderful scene every Friday, Saturday night, Tuesday, whatever it may be. Gyms are full, crowds are back out supporting their schools. It's excited to see Indiana basketball back again.
Will you guarantee us that this sectional week will have good weather?
I cannot do that.
Okay. But your colleagues are ready, because we know it's sectional week and we know what that means. And they did a great job with the circumstances for the girls sectionals. And let's hope we don't have to deal with that.
No, we hope not. And if we do, we'll deal with it and move day by day. And no matter what happens, we'll have a great tournament culminating in 4 state champions.
I know when we obviously talk about 399 schools across the state, we're focused on coaches and players. Now you're focused on that too, but you're also dealing with host sites for 3 different levels of the tournament, not to mention Gainbridge Fieldhouse, and of course officials across the state of Indiana. Let's kind of talk about those 2 entities and the work that you put in this year to get to this point, knowing you're talking to a lot of those folks over the next few weeks.
Well, I think we need to take a moment to thank officials, and officials across the state have a tough job, and I think we forget about the fact that they're human beings, and without them, none of this is possible. And so I do want to thank all the officials out there, congratulate the 384 officials that have gotten a tournament assignment. We're continuing to work through some things there with conflicts and moving people around, but we thank them for all the hard work that they do all year long and the time away from their families. And at the same time, our host schools. We've got schools across the state that are going to get prepared for the state tournament, and them and their staffs, we wish them the best of luck and tell them thank you for all that they do.
As a follow-up, by the way, you get some notes from Dad on that as far as he hosted a lot of tournaments in his days at Jasper High School. You have 2 in your days in Monrovia and Jasper, but you getting some notes for things like that?
Absolutely. He's constantly reminding me the number of tournaments that he's hosted. And Phil Kendall down at Jasper is just continuing that on.
Brian Lewis, thank you so much. Enjoy the month. It's going to be a lot of fun. We appreciate you taking time to be with us.
Thank you, Coach.
When we come back, we'll move into 3A North and set the stage for the upcoming 2022 Boys State Championship. We're glad you're with us on the IHSA Champions Radio Network. We'll come back and talk more basketball here on the IHSA Champions Radio Network. I'm Bob Lovell with Greg Rakestraw. Thank you so much for being here. And once again, I want to thank the Pacers and the Fever for their great sponsorship of this. This is your IHSA.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
It's 2 p.m. Saturday afternoon. You have 2 choices. Option 1, take 2 nanoseconds to reach over and put on your seatbelt. Or option 2, decide it's too much work for a Saturday and don't put on your seatbelt. As the seatbelt alarm continues to sing the song of its people, you roll your eyes. You're just going down the block, you'll be fine. You take a turn to the left, and that's when you see it.
Just wear your seatbelt. It's an easy way to save your own life. The Indiana Criminal Justice Institute wants to remind you that choices matter. Click it to live it.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2022 IHSAA Boys Basketball Tournament Pairing Show presented by the Indiana Pacers and Indiana Fever on the IHSAA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA. And today's broadcast of the IHSAA Champions Network brought to you in part by Ivy Tech Community College. Your students can start their education at Ivy Tech before guaranteeing admission to select four-year schools in Indiana, saving thousands of dollars along the way. You can learn more at ivytech.edu. Greg Rakestraw, Bob Lovell, we're ready for 3A in the northern part of the state. Sectional number 25, Frankfort is the host. In the northern part of the state, Hanover Central is the host, and sectional number 17. And on Tuesday night, Lighthouse CPA will play Griffith. Also Friday night, Calumet will take on River Forest in game number 2. Friday night semifinals, Hanover Central and the winner of the Lighthouse Griffith game will play game number 1. And then your championships will be played on Saturday night. So Greg, this sectional, Calumet with 11 wins, might be the favorite if there is one here.
Well, this is the sectional where you had Hammond and Clark and Gavitt last year, and obviously those schools have now merged to form Hammond Central, who plays in 4A. So there is no true defending champion of this group. Again, Calumet is 11-9, but anything is possible from this group of 5.
Sectional number 18, Kankakee Valley hosting these 5 teams. Tuesday night's game features Culver Academies taking on the host, Kankakee Valley. Friday night, semifinal game 1, New Prairie will take on Knox. And in the second semifinal game, Wheeler will play the winner of the Culver Academy's Kankakee Valley matchup. KV, 14 wins. Culver Academy, again, very good with 13 wins and a couple of good teams.
You got New Prairie that won this sectional last year, and this is the sectional that has teams that play each other the least amount in the state of Indiana. There have been 3 games that have happened between these 5 teams this year. So, yes, KV, 15 wins, Culver Academy right below them. The 2 best records play each other in game number 1, but anything can happen in this group of 5.
Sectional 19 is at Mishawaka Marion. Tuesday night, game 1, South Bend Clay will play Jimtown, followed by the South Bend Washington Glenn matchup. Glenn ranked number 3 in the state. On Friday night, semifinal game number 1, number 2, Mishawaka Marion will take on the South Bend Clay Jimtown winner. And the second game on Friday night features South Bend St. Joe taking on the South Bend Washington Glenn winner from Tuesday. Glenn with 20 wins, Mishawaka Marion with 18. On down the list, South Bend St. Joe, South Bend Washington. A lot of wins in this sectional.
Correct. South Bend St. Joe won this sectional last year. They have since had a coaching retirement in Coach Johnson and Jared Knesney, of course, now at Notre Dame. So this year, the 2 teams to talk about are Mishawaka Marion, Coach Berger's team, fantastic as always at 18-3. But Glenn, who is number 3 in the state, is 20-1. They last won a sectional back in 2005. That was in their days in the 2A level. So John Glenn, and they beat Mishawaka Marion by 4 when they played on January the 25th. Those 2 teams in opposite halves of the draw here in sectional 19.
Sectional 20 is at Mechaniqua. There's 7 teams on Tuesday night. Benton Central will play West Lafayette. Wednesday night, game 1, Twin Lakes matched up with Mechaniqua. Also Wednesday in game 2, number 6, Peru will play Western. Friday night, semifinal game number 1 will feature Northwestern, their opponent, the Benton Central West Lafayette winner. Peru with a fantastic year. Mechaniqua with 15 wins. This is a sectional where everybody's winning.
Correct. Peru is 16-1, number 6 in the state. Tigers last won a sectional in 2009. Twin Lakes came out of this group last year. But to your point of everybody winning, 5 of these teams have at least 12 wins on the season. By the way, Peru and Mechaniqua will play each other on Tuesday. It's going to be the second time they play this year. Peru won the first one by 11 back on December the 29th.
Sectional number 21 at Wawasee. Tippecanoe Valley will play West Noble on Tuesday night. On Friday night, semifinal game 1, Wawasee, their opponent, Lakeland. Also on Friday in the second game, number 1, Northwood will play the Tippecanoe Valley West Noble winner from Tuesday night. You clearly have to start with the number 1 team in the in 3A in Northwood. What a great year they've had.
Yeah, Northwood just picked up their second loss of the season this weekend, losing to South Bend, Washington. But Northwood is 4-0 versus sectional foes. 3 of those have been by 12 wins or less. So clearly they have been the best team of this group. And for a while, they've been the best team in the state of Indiana in 3A. But it's not like they're an unbeatable group because they played close games against teams from these sectionals.
Garrett is hosting the sectional number 22. Game 1, or the only game on Tuesday, number 5, Leo will play Angola. Wednesday night, game 1, Woodland and Fort Wayne Bishop Dwenger, followed by Fort Wayne Concordia Lutheran and Garrett. Friday night's semifinal game number 1 features Fort Wayne Bishop Lures and the Leo Angola winner from there. Leo, number 5, a team you have to pay quite a bit of attention to.
Leo wasn't far from winning the state championship last year. Gave Silver Creek a heck of a battle that 3A state championship game. Leo's going to play Woodland on Friday night to finish the season, so we will learn a lot more about this sectional at that time. Woodland has now won 10 of their last 12. Their last sectional title was in 2014. Leo just suffered a recent loss, but it was to a very good East Side team by 2 on Tuesday. Woodland getting Bishop Dwenger in the first game. That is not an easy draw for Woodland. But again, Leo and Woodland, the 2 teams kind of key on up this group.
Sectional 23 is at Norwell. 6 teams. Heritage will play number 7, Norwell. Game 1 on Tuesday. followed by the Belmont-Mississinewa matchup Friday night at Norwell, game one of the semifinals. Eastern of Greentown will play the Heritage Norwell winner from there. Semifinal game number 2, Oak Hill taking on the Belmont-Mississinewa winner. Norwell's had a great run. Oak Hill has played well with 16 wins. Belmont with a winning record, 3 pretty solid teams.
Yeah, Norwell beat Oak Hill, but it was all the way back on December the 2nd. Oak Hill has won 10 of their last 11. Norwell has not lost since January the 8th. They have won 11 consecutive games. Norwell will get a great battle against Homestead. It's kind of a traditional season finale game that comes up on Friday. However, even though Norwell's 19-3, they did have a loss to Mississinewa all the way back on November the 30th. They do have a loss to a team that is in this section.
Wrap it up in the northern part of the state in 3A. Newcastle hosting sectional number 24. Newcastle will play Jay County on Tuesday night. Newcastle ranked number 8. Second game on Tuesday features Yorktown taking on Delta. Game 1 of the semis on Friday night, Hamilton Heights will play the Newcastle Jay County winner, Muncie Burris. In the second game on Friday, will play either Yorktown or Delta. You like the host team, Newcastle, Greg, with their 14 wins. Jay County having a great year. Jerry Baumholt and those guys are playing great basketball. Delta, Hamilton Heights winning records. Love their sectional.
That's a lot of wins to play in game number 1, and Newcastle did beat Jay County by 12 when they got together back on December the 11th. You referenced Jerry Baumholt now in his 6th year at Jay County, 41st year overall, 574 wins. By the way, Newcastle checks in at number 8, and they got a really nice win in beating Todd Howard's rebuff Jesuit Braves last night.
When we come back, we'll continue with our matchups in 3A. I want to point out that the broadcast, the IHSA Champions Radio Network, is presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, is being heard on great radio stations around Indiana, like WYIR in Ball City, WBNL AM and FM in Boonville, WJPS in Boonville, WRCY in Bruceville, WCJZ in Cannleton, WITZ in Jasper, WQKZ also in Jasper and Ferdinand, and WRCY in Mount Vernon. We'll come back with much more basketball, more pairings to bring you on the 2022 IHSA Boys Tournament Pairing Show presented by Indiana Pacers, Indiana Fever on the IHSA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSA.
When I'm not racing at the track, I do like to take things a little bit slower. But even with my foot off the gas, I'm still driven to save lives. So if you're like me and you like hunting and fishing, you could do something to save lives too. Just say yes to being an organ donor when you get your hunting or fishing license online, or when you renew your Indiana driver's license. Join the 4 million Hoosiers who have signed up to save lives. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy.
In addition to Pacers basketball, my family's a big fan of 2 things: rescue dogs and great Connecticut water. So when we adopted Walter to join Bailey, he too gets his bowl of water right from our Connecticut K5 drinking water station. We take our water quality seriously, which is why we also have a whole home water treatment system. Improve your water like we do. Visit ConnecticutIndy.com for your free in-home water test. Connecticut, official sponsor of the Indiana Pacers.
Welcome back, everyone. We're glad you're with us, and welcome back to the 2022 IHSAA Boys Basketball Tournament Pairing Show, presented by the Indiana Pacers and Indiana Fever on the IHSAA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA. Greg Rakestraw, let me just tell you, those watching and listening, his notes have been put away. Notes are out of here. I obviously am working off notes, but he's discarded those notes and just going by memory. All right, let's test you here on sectional number 25. Frankfort is the host. Tuesday night, Crawfordsville will play Tri-West Hendricks. Wednesday, game 1, Danville Community taking on Greencastle, followed by the Frankfort-Monrovia matchup. On Friday night, North Montgomery will play the Crawfordsville Tri-West winner, and should be a tremendous sectional. Crawfordsville, 16 wins. Danville, always good with 16. Tri-West above 500. Some really, really good teams in this section.
Let's talk about the Athenians, because they just beat Danville, one of the last
Yeah.
games out. Big win for Crawfordsville. They last won a sectional crown back in 2014. Danville, of course, is good every year.
Right.
Brian Barber now has 400 wins just at Danville. He's approaching 500 overall from his coaching career. I'm looking forward to seeing Danville play Avon coming up on Friday night. That's my regular season finale. Tri-West played Danville twice and split with them. So Tri-West, even though their record doesn't match up with Crawfordsville or Danville this year, they do have a victory over the perennial sectional favorite. But a lot of the focus, and understandably so, will be on the Sagamore Conference teams that are in this sectional at a great venue at Frankfort.
Sectional 26 is at Edgewood. 7 teams here. Tuesday night's game, the host, Edgewood, will play South Vermilion. Wednesday night, game 1 features West Vigo and Northview. Game 2 on Wednesday at Edgewood, Owen Valley will play Brown County. Friday night semifinal game, number 1, number 10, Brownstown Central will play the Edgewood South Vermilion winner. And Greg, nice sectional. Brownstown Central, not surprisingly, having another great year with David Bender. South Vermilion over 500, West Vigo over 500, Northview with 13 wins.
Yeah, Brownstown Central obviously was a big deal when they were kind of added to this group,
right?
3 years ago. Northview did win this sectional last year. But Brownstown Central is 19-3. They are the co-champs of the Mid-Southern Conference with North Harrison, who we'll talk about a few sectionals from now. Brownstown landed a massive win against a really good Floyd Central team on a 30-footer by Jack Benner on Tuesday night. Of course, his dad, David, a fantastic coach, and has been at Brownstown Central for a long time. Brownstown Central has faced many of these teams, if any, during the course of the regular season. Other 16 for the Western Indiana Conference, but Brownstown Central checks in as the favorite at Sectional 26.
Sectional 27 is played at Lebanon. Short Ridge will play number 9 Brebeuf Jesuit on Tuesday night, followed by the Crystal House Indianapolis Bishop Chittard matchup. Also at Lebanon Friday night, game 1, the host Lebanon will play the Short Ridge Brebeuf Jesuit winner from Friday. Game 2 of the semifinals features Guerin Catholic. They'll play either Crystal House or Bishop Chittard. Brebeuf having a solid year, ranked highly, play a tough schedule. I think we know that. Lebanon with 15 wins, Guerin with 13. It's Chittard having a good year. Kenny Roseman's team playing well. Manuel at 500. I like the balance. I like the depth in this section.
Yeah, this is a very balanced group. Brebeuf has been kind of the highest ranked team of this group throughout the course of the season, but virtually everybody has wins against one another. And you mentioned Kenny Roseman, the job he has done at Chittard. A 6-game losing streak after a 13-0 start,
right.
But all those losses have been to really good teams. And I'm going to borrow a Bob Lovell phrase. For Chittard to be able to get in all their games this week, they're going to play a President's Day matinee tomorrow against Ritter at 3:30. So if you're on the west side of Indianapolis, you got nothing to do tomorrow.
Come on.
You ain't working.
Watch some ball.
Okay, Bob literally said what I was about to say. I was going to quote him and say, go watch some ball.
That's the idea.
You can do that at Cardinal Ritter
Sorry,
tomorrow.
I stepped on your line.
It's
Sorry.
right, all right. On to Sectional 20.
28's at Speedway. Tuesday night, Beech Grove plays Heron in the first game, followed by Indian Creek and Indianapolis, Washington. Friday night at Speedway, game 1 of the semifinals, Indianapolis Cardinal Ritter will play the Beech Grove Heron winner. And in the second game of the semifinals on Friday, the host Speedway Sparkplugs taking on the Indian Creek Washington winner. Beech Grove playing well, Washington playing well. You like how these two teams have played. I like where they are in this.
Talking about Beech Grove, they did beat Washington by 20 when they got together on Tuesday. But Aaron Hogg is the coach at Washington now. They are 15-8. Aaron, of course, played at Warren Central, then went on to play at Wichita State. He's a fantastic player in his own right. And the Continentals having one of their best seasons in a while. But Beech Grove has won 3 consecutive sectionals as Mike Renfro is carrying on the legacy of Matt English on the south side of town.
Sectional 29 will be at Connorsville. Rushville Consolidated taking on Lawrenceburg. Greensburg ranked number 13, taking on number 11 Connorsville, on Wednesday night, game 1, followed by Franklin County and Batesville. On Friday night, South Dearborn, game 1 of the semis, will take on either Rushville Consolidated or Lawrenceburg. Greg, Connorsville, Greensburg, Lawrenceburg, Franklin County, South Dearborn, winners, all winning seasons. Yikes, what a sectional.
Eastern Indiana Athletic Conference Invitational. You take East Central out. Everybody knows everybody.
Right.
And Paul Noddy touched on this at the start of the broadcast. I want to bring it up here. On social media on Friday night across the state, Hoosier basketball fan, the Indiana High School basketball fans group on Facebook, you saw pictures of 2 full gyms across the state.
Right.
It was the Valpo Chesterton game we're going to talk about in the next segment. And it was Franklin County and Connorsville and a packed Spartan Bowl on Friday night. Connorsville's really good. This is not new under Kerry Brown. They're 17-6. They played in the Hall of Fame Classic. Stacy Meyer's team's really good. That's nothing new at Greensburg. They've won 19 games, number 13 in the state. But Franklin County has their most wins they have had in 20 years. They are going to have their first winning season in 6 years. And that's under a new head coach in Mark Foster, who is in his first season. They have never won a sectional at Franklin County. Remember, they were kind of a late consolidation.
Right.
Brookville, other schools down there in the late 80s. They just haven't had great success in boys basketball. It's going to be tough for them to get past Greensburg or Connorsville, but just a quick tip of the cap to the folks in Franklin County and the wonderful folks at Connorsville as well. It did all of us good.
Oh, yeah.
To see a completely
Absolutely.
full Spartan Bowl on Friday night.
Sectional 30 is played at Salem Tuesday night. Number 12 North Harrison will play Charlestown. Wednesday night, the first game features Salem and Silver Creek. Game 2, Madison Consolidated will play Scottsburg. Friday night, Corridon Central taking on the North Harrison Charlestown winner. In that, North Harrison, Scottsburg, Corridon Central, all above 14 wins in this section.
Yeah, North Harrison's got to be the favorite here. They had good teams the last couple of years, led by Langdon Hatton, who is now William and Mary. Only problem was they're in the same sectional as Silver Creek. That had guys like Trey Kopp and Ren Cooper Jacoby. Well, those two guys have moved on. Braden Northern still at Silver Creek, and he's a very good player. Silver Creek more of a 500 team this year. It amazes me as someone that grew up in the area. Remember the era of North Harrison winning 6 consecutive sectional championships. They have not won one since 1996, but they are the favorites in this sectional. And again, you've got teams that know each other here, 6 of 7 members of the Mid-Southern Conference.
Sectional number 31, 5 teams playing at Princeton. Tuesday night, Princeton Community will play Pike Central. On Friday night, semifinal game 1, Washington will play Sullivan. Sullivan ranked number 4. Also on Friday night, in the second game, Vincennes Lincoln will take on the Princeton Community Pike Central winner from Tuesday night. Sullivan, 19 wins. What a fantastic year they've had. Washington, Gene Miller just keeps winning games, and the Hatchets are playing well.
But between those two teams you mentioned, between Coach Moore and Gene Miller, we're about 1,100 wins, 1,200 wins in that vicinity. At that point, as Jeff's getting close to 500 wins with the Golden Arrows, they are up to number 4 in the state. Their only loss this year was to Terre Haute North in the Wabash Valley Classic. Sullivan won this sectional last year. They're the favorite again this year.
We wrap up 3A by going to sectional 32 at Boonville. 6 teams here. Tuesday night, game 1. Gibson Southern will play Heritage Hills, followed by Evansville Bossy and Mount Vernon. Friday night, semifinal game number 1, Evansville Memorial will play either Gibson Southern or Heritage Hills. And Boonville will play that second semifinal game on Friday night, taking on either Evansville Memorial. Boonville will take on the winner of the Bossy Mount Vernon matchup. Heritage Hills, Bossy, Gibson Southern, Memorial, they're all right around there in terms of wins. They're just bunched up in double figures.
Heritage Hills won this sectional last year, had a Sisley graduate and go to Evansville. Here comes the next one in Trent. And he is one of the best players, not just in this state, in his class in this part of the country, a extremely talented player. In terms of teams are concerned, 5 teams between 10 and 12 wins. Heritage Hills is 5-0 against teams from this sectional, but they and Bossy don't play during the course of the regular season, and it could come down to those 2 teams to win sectional number 32.
Wraps up 3A. So the broadcast of the IHSA Champions Radio Network presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, being heard on great radio stations around the state, like WRCY in Mount Vernon, WYFX in Mount Vernon, WREF in Seabury, Kentucky, WZBD in Bern, WJOB AM and FM in Hammond, WFNI, WIBC in Indianapolis, WFNI AM and FM in Indianapolis, WIOU in Kokomo, and WLQI in Rensselaer. I'm Bob Lovell with Greg Rakestraw. We're glad you're with us. We have more to go with 4A coming up. You're listening to the IHSAA Champions Radio Network presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. This is your IHSAA.
You're good at making big announcements.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
Hey, Britt, we gotta go. Oh, well, see ya. Hurry up. You've got 5 minutes. Oh, we're gonna be late. Hey, baby girl.
Inspired by touch, by play, by listening and laughter. Inspired by family gatherings and one-on-one conversations. Inspired by long walks, long lives, and lives simply lived well. Inspired by compassion, by healing, by grace and strength. What inspires us at Franciscan Health is you. Franciscan Health, inspiring health.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2022 IHSAA Boys Basketball Tournament Pairing Show, presented by the Indiana Pacers and Indiana Fever on the IHSAA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA. And today's broadcast, the IHSAA Champions Network, brought to you in part by Ivy Tech Community College. Graduate from Ivy Tech in 2 years or less so you can start your business career sooner. Join the many students who have high-paying jobs waiting for them before they graduate. Learn more at ivtech.edu. Greg Rakestraw, ready for 4A?
Let's go.
Let's go to sectional number 1 at Lake Central. Tuesday night's game features the host, Lake Central, taking on Hammond Morton. Wednesday night, game 1, Hammond Central will play Highland, followed by Gary Westside taking on Munster. Friday night, game 1 of the semifinals, East Chicago Central taking on the Lake Central Hammond Morton winner. Munster with 16 wins, Hammond Central with 14 wins. Two pretty good teams.
You know, anytime that Mike Hackett's coaching a team, they're going to be prepared come tournament time over 400 wins. Again, Hammond Central, we referenced the fact the merger of 3 schools, really 4 schools going to 2. So you see both the Hammond schools, the Governors of Hammond Morton, the Wolves of Hammond Central, on opposite sides of the bracket here. Hammond Central checking in at 14-6. Obviously, Gary Westside was the team that made it out of this group last year, made the semi-state. Unfortunately, another injury to Jalen Washington kind of cost him this season and has largely taken Westside out of the mix here in Sectional 1.
Sectional 2 is 7-team sectional at Portage. On Tuesday night, Hobart will play the host Portage. Wednesday night game number 1, number 7 Valparaiso will play Merrillville, followed by number 1 Chesterton taking on Lowell. Friday night semifinal game 1, Crown Point will take on the Hobart Portage winner. And Greg, you've got to start with the number 1 team in 4A, 21-0 Chesterton. What a solid run they've had.
What a night they had on Friday night. Full house beating Valparaiso, and that game had been circled on each of those 2 teams' calendars. If not from the start of the season, really from about, like, say, mid-December on, when it looked like, hey, these are the 2 teams going to be playing for a Duneland Athletic Conference championship. Chesterton won 60-57, and Travis Grayson had 40 of the 60 for Chesterton, kind of cementing, I think, his all-star status for this year. Chesterton checks in at number 1. Valparaiso checks in at number 7, and you can, expect to see those 2 teams see each other after playing this Friday. Couple of weeks after that Friday, playing again for a sectional semifinal.
Also in that sectional, Crown Point with 15 wins, Portage with 14. This is a tough section.
And Crown Point and Portage are thrilled to be in the opposite side of the bracket.
Okay. Sectional number 3 at Plymouth. Tuesday night, Game 1, Mishawaka will play Michigan City, followed by the South Bend Adams, South Bend Riley matchup. Friday night, Game 1 of the semifinals, LaPorte will play the Mishawaka Michigan City winner. Game 2 of the semis on Friday features Plymouth taking on the South Bend Adams Riley winners. Michigan City, LaPorte, Mishawaka, 500 seasons, pretty balanced three teams.
You named it. All teams in this sectional have a loss to somebody else in this section. Mm-hmm. 4 teams have 10 or more wins. A quick shout out to the LaPorte Slicers. Got a nice little social media post from them. They're watching the broadcast and enjoying it. So a tip of the cap to the Slicers, but it could be any of these 6 teams moving on from Sectional 3.
Let's go to Elkhart, sectional number 4, 6 teams. Tuesday night, Warsaw Community will play number 8, Penn. Also on Tuesday, Concord will play Elkhart. Friday night semifinal game 1 features Northridge taking on the Warsaw Penn winner. And in the second semifinal game, Goshen will play the Concord Elkhart winner. Penn with 18 wins. Al Rhodes just continues to do it. It's amazing how well they continue to play. Warsaw, Goshen, Northridge, Concord at 500. These are all teams with winning records.
Al Rhodes now has 200 victories at Penn alone. He is at 659 now for his legendary career. The Kingsmen have won 7 consecutive games. They are number 8 in the state. They're the favorites here in Sectional 4.
DeKalb is hosting sectional number 5. Fort Wayne Snyder will play Fort Wayne Northside on Tuesday night, followed by East Noble and Fort Wayne Northrop in the second game. Friday night at DeKalb features the host, DeKalb, taking on the Snyder Northside winner from Tuesday. Game 2 in the semis on Friday night. Carroll of Fort Wayne will play either East Noble or Fort Wayne Northrop. Snyder, Snyder, North, and Northrop, all above 500. Pretty good teams.
Now, Carroll won this last year, but you got to remember Coach Beasley moved on at the end of the year.
Right.
Top player transferred because of a family move and job situation to Northrop High School. It's a little bit different this time around. You mentioned the top teams. Snyder checks in at 14-7, but again, another balanced group here.
Huntington North hosting sectional number 6. 6 teams here. Tuesday night, game 1. Huntington North will take on number 5, Homestead, followed by Fort Wayne Southside and Columbia City. Friday night semifinal game 1 features New Haven, their opponent, Huntington North Homestead winner. Game 2 on Friday night there, Fort Wayne. They'll play either Fort Wayne Southside or Columbia City. Homestead number 5 with 18 wins, Columbia City with 15 wins. South, Fort Wayne North, New Haven, all above 500.
Yeah, Fort Wayne Southside, kind of a sneaky good team. Like I mentioned, they got a good win against Central Knoll on Tuesday night. But clearly, Homestead, the team we're going to talk about here, because they've got Fletcher Lawyer, again, part of the one of the favorites, no doubt, as far as Indiana Mr. Basketball is concerned, and soon to be Purdue Boilermaker. Homestead has 8 consecutive wins at this point of the season, rated number 5 in the state.
Sectional 7 at Logansport, 6 teams. Tuesday night, game 1, number 17, Lafayette Jeff will play McCutcheon, followed by Marion and Harrison of West Lafayette. Friday night, semifinal game 1, Logansport will play either Lafayette Jefferson or McCutcheon, and Kokomo in the second semifinal game, their opponent, either Marion or Harrison. Harrison and Jeff have had great years. They've played very well.
I'm glad you bring that up. So let's talk about Harrison. They last won a sectional in 1999. But Coach Reinhardt's team is undefeated against sectional foes. Jonah Lucas, the key player on that team. The Lucas brothers both do a great job playing for Coach Reinhardt. Now let's talk about Coach Barnheiser at Lafayette Jeff. He has now gone over 500 career coaching wins at his various stops along the way. And for those that thought he would be done when his boys were done at Jeff, not so much. The Broncos check in at 18-4. And let's talk about Kokomo. Flory Badunga. You may not have heard the name, may not have seen him play.
You will.
But you have probably heard about some of the stats that he has had over the course of the season, including a triple-double a couple of weeks ago against Richmond. And that was because of points, rebounds, and blocked shots. He is 6'10". This is a talented group. But again, Harrison, a team trying to win a boys basketball sectional for the first time since 1999.
And sectional number 8 at Noblesville, 6 teams. Tuesday night, number 15, Zionsville will play Noblesville. Also on Tuesday night, Westfield, their opponent, number 3, Fishers. Friday night, semifinal game number 1 features number 2 and defending champ Carmel. They're taking on Zionsville, Noblesville winner. And the second game on Friday night, Hamilton Southeastern will play the Westfield Fishers winner. All right, so Fishers with 20 wins. Carmel, we know Carmel. Zionsville, great start. J.R. Howell's had some injuries with that group. Westfield playing well. Noblesville is playing better. They're over 500. This is annually one of the best sectionals around.
First things first, I want to make sure we send well wishes to Scott McClellan and his family. For those that don't know, his wife, his mother-in-law, his daughter were involved in a pretty significant car accident about a week ago. Thankfully, everybody is doing better and at home now, but Scott's been very public about sharing that with folks, and the well wishes continue from Bob and I in that direction as well. Now, in terms of the basketball here, again, this and Sectional 10 are the best sectionals in the state in terms of a sheer talent basis. So you referenced the fact that Zionsville began the year by beating Carmel, first night of the season, won several close games to start. Injuries have altered their season. Now, if Logan Imes is healthy and Rehart is healthy and Davis has been healthy throughout the course of the year, Zionsville is as good as any team in the state. Westfield won the Hall of Fame Classic. They've never won a boys basketball sectional. Again, the health concern there is Braden Smith going to be able to go, the future Purdue Boilermaker who's been out with a foot injury for a while. We have a Carmel team that is amongst the best in the state. Of course, they have won the last two state championships in 4A that we have played to their conclusion in 2019 and 2021. They've suffered some, not injury losses, but just tough losses along the way, including being knocked off by Warren Central on Friday night. Let's talk about Fishers. They have got a tremendously talented young freshman in Jalen Harrelson. They are number 3 in the state. They are 20-2. And again, in the modern history of Fishers High School, which is only 15 years, they have never won a boys basketball sectional. This is a ridiculously talented field every year, and it is a big benefit for the two teams that got the bye here, Carmel and Hamilton Southeastern.
When we come back, we will wrap up 4A. Greg Rakestraw and I will talk about that, plus look ahead to the tournament that begins in March, that first week in March. And we're glad you're with us again. You're listening to the IHSAA Champions Radio Network, presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. This is your IHSAA.
Right now, more than ever, it's the opportunity of a lifetime. Make 6 figures a year, have great health insurance, have a great retirement.
It basically is giving me a lot more security financially.
So the great benefits of this union is I've been able to provide for my family.
If they didn't truly believe college was for them, or even if they were on the edge of thinking, I'd push them towards going to a trade.
Hey, Indiana, let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
ID Plus helps students navigate the cost of college in 2 ways: tuition and textbooks. ID Plus Tuition simplifies what students pay by charging the same tuition rate if they're enrolled in 12 or more credits. You pay the same amount whether you take 12, 15, or even 18 credits, so you can graduate faster while saving money. You'll save even more with IB Plus textbooks. Best of all, students in the Fall 21 and Spring 22 will receive their required textbooks at no additional cost.
Welcome back to the 2022 IHSAA Boys Tournament Pairing Show, presented by the Indiana Pacers and Indiana Fever on the IHSAA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSAA. Speaking of the IHSAA Champions Radio Network, can't do it without great radio stations like WRIN AM and FM in Rensselaer, WIBN in Rensselaer, Earl Park, WKLO in Hardensburg, WXVW AM and FM in Jeffersonville, WXVW in Middletown, Kentucky, WUMA, WUME in Paoli, WSLM AM and FM in Salem, and WEFM in Michigan City. Greg Rakestraw, Bob Lovell. Let's head to sectional number 9 in 4A at Greenfield Central. Tuesday night, Muncie Central will play New Palestine. Wednesday night, game 1, Pendleton Heights will take on Mount Vernon of Fortville. Mount Vernon of Fortville ranked number 10. Also on Wednesday night, Greenfield Central will take on number 13, Anderson. Friday night, Richmond will play the Muncie Central New Pal winner from Tuesday night. and that should be a tremendous matchup. Greg Racetraw, I love this sectional.
This is a sectional that has tended to be overlooked at the 4A level. That is not the case this year because Mount Vernon is really good. Oh, and by the way, Anderson are the champions of the North Central Conference.
Right.
And New Pal has 15 wins as well. So this is a really good sectional. Mount Vernon has won 12 consecutive games, led by the Girard twins. And what a job that Donnie Bowling has done in Anderson. Again, they were completely off the radar in terms of 4A hoops. That is not the case anymore. They beat a good Kokomo squad by 20 on Friday night. The Indians are 18-4. And again, you would think that potentially Mount Vernon Anderson in a semifinal. I know that Dylan Moles, Coach Mullins, his son, the rest of the great group at Greenfield Central really want to play spoiler against Anderson coming up on Tuesday night.
Sectional number 10 at North Central of Indianapolis, Tuesday night. Number 12, Lawrence North will play Indianapolis Crispus Attucks. On Wednesday, game number 1, North Central will take on number 4, Cathedral, followed by number 14, Lawrence Central taking on Arsenal Technical. Arsenal Tech ranked number 11. Friday night, Warren Central will play the Lawrence North Attucks winner, and Friday night game 2, winners will play one another. Annually, one of the most difficult sectionals in the state, Greg. It really is. Tech with 17 wins. LN playing the schedule they play with 13. North Central playing well. Warren Central with 14 wins. Attucks with 13 wins. This is hard. This is a hard sectional.
Tech has not won a sectional since they won the state championship in 2014. Cathedral has not won a sectional since they made the state championship game in 2013. Tech is the city champs. Cathedral is the city runners-up. North Central is the Marion County champions in Kevin Gant's first year. But a team that nobody has been talking about is Warren Central. They just beat Carmel on Friday night. They got one of their top players back in Chandler Jackson, who had missed a good chunk of the season due to a calf injury. Oh, and they've got Tay Davis going to play at the University of Louisville. There are good teams here. And I haven't mentioned yet until now, C.J. Gunn's going to play at IU, and he is at Lawrence North, and they have really rounded the form as of late. Every year this sectional delivers. It's where I'll be camped out more than likely a couple of weeks from now. Looking forward to it.
Sectional number 11 is at Ben Davis. Tuesday night, game 1, Southport will play Pike, followed by the Ron Colley-Ben Davis matchup. Ben Davis ranked number 9. Friday night, game 1 of the semifinals has Perry Meridian taking on the Southport Pike winner. And in the second game of the semifinals on Friday, Decatur Central will play the Ron Colley-Ben Davis winner. Ben Davis with 17 wins, Pike with 14 wins, Decatur with 12, Southport with 11. Sectional 10 gets a lot of attention. Sectional 11 is always a difficult one.
This has been the domain of Ben Davis and Pike, and I'm not so sure that's going to change, but it is worth noting Decatur Central has wins over both of those two teams. So, again, Ben Davis, their good has been as good as anybody in the state this year, but can Don Carlisle's team deliver it every night out? We'll find out in sectional number 11.
Sectional 12 at Terre Haute North Vigo. Tuesday night, game 1, Terre Haute North Vigo will play Mooresville, followed by the Plainfield Terre Haute South Vigo matchup. Friday night, semifinal game 1, Brownsburg will take on the Terre Haute North Mooresville winner. And Avon in the second game of the semifinals will play either Plainfield or Terre Haute South. So Brownsburg, good year. Terre Haute North having a great year. Todd Wolfley's group playing well. Mooresville, Plainfield, above 500, playing better. Interesting sectional as always.
Brag on your Quakers. They're defending sectional champs for the first time in 4A.
Playing better. Yes. They're playing better right now. Andy Weaver does a fantastic job.
And they lost most of that team off of last year. The fact they're a 500 ball club is pretty impressive, given the fact they're almost an entirely new team. Now, you referenced Terre Haute North. They have not won a sectional since 2012, and the fact that this sectional is in their building, I think, is massive. Todd Wolfley does a great job every year. Patriots are 20-3. Brownsburg is undefeated versus teams in this sectional, but they and Terre Haute North do not play each other.
Sectional number 11 is at Greenwood Community. Tuesday night, Shelbyville will play Franklin Community, followed by Greenwood Community and Franklin Central. Whiteland in semifinal game number 1 on Friday. Their opponent, the Shelbyville Franklin winner, and Center Grove will play the second game of the semifinals on Friday. It'll either be Greenwood or Franklin Central. I'd like to tell you who a favorite is here, but Whiteland is playing well. Center Grove, Greenwood. Love my Cubs. Girls team playing for a state championship. This is always a fun sectional.
Whiteland checked in at 14-8. They're the only team over 500 here. Franklin Central is 4-0 against other teams from this sectional. Whiteland has not won a boys basketball sectional in 20 years, going back to 3A the last time they did. And of course, because Center Grove plays in the MIC, they're a better team than their record would indicate.
Right.
Could be any one of a number of teams here in 13.
Martinsville is hosting sectional number 14, 6 teams here Tuesday night. Columbus East will play number 17, Bloomington North. Game 2 on Tuesday. Bloomington South will play the host Martinsville. Friday night, semifinal game number 1, number 16, Columbus North will play the Columbus East Bloomington North winner. And on Friday night, semifinal game number 2, East Central taking on either Bloomington South or Martinsville. It's kind of a hard one to look at because Bloomington South, Bloomington North playing well, East Central with 13 wins, Columbus with 15 wins. It's a great sectional.
This has been the domain of Bloomington South. They have won 7 consecutive sectionals. They and Carmel have the longest active sectional championship streaks in boys basketball. South has lost to both Bloomington North and Columbus North this year. Bloomington North last won the sectional in 2014. Columbus North last won it in 2013. Anytime you think that you're going to run up Bloomington South, usually it is at your own peril.
Right.
We'll see how this plays out in sectional 14.
Sectional 15 at Seymour. Tuesday night, Jeffersonville will play Bedford North Lawrence in game 1. Second game of Tuesday night, number 6 Floyd Central will play Jennings County. Friday night, semifinal game 1, the host Seymour. Their opponent either Jeffersonville or BNL. Friday night, game 2 of the semis, New Albany will play either Floyd Central or Jennings County. Floyd Central just keeps cranking out wins with Todd Sturgeon. Seymour, Kirk Mans has done a fantastic job with this group. BNL, New Albany, everybody above 500. What a sectional.
Yeah, Floyd Central's had a couple of losses this week, but both are really good teams in terms of Brownstown Central, Bloomington North. They are undefeated against the teams in this sectional, which are all conference foes for them. Their closest game came to Jennings County in overtime back on January the 21st. And of note, perhaps Seymour and Jennings County have a chance to snap long sectional droughts. Jennings County has not won one since 2005. Seymour has not won one since 1992.
Sectional number 16 at Evansville North on Tuesday night. Evansville Wrights will play Evansville Central, followed by the Jasper-Evansville North matchup. Friday night, semifinal game number 1 at Evansville North. Evansville Harrison will play the Wrights Central winner. And in the second game of the semifinals, Castle taking on either Jasper or Evansville North. I love this sectional. Everybody's won. Everybody has good teams, good solid teams. Hard to call this one.
Now, Wrights won this sectional last year. Jasper is 17-4. They have handled the transition of the Southern Indiana Athletic Conference exceedingly well. Jasper beat Castle by 5 last Saturday. By the way, Coach Gibson now 300 victories in his days at Castle. But again, this could be any one of 4 or 5 teams here in sectional number 16.
That wraps up the pairings. We'll take a breather, come back, and spend some time looking ahead. You're listening to the IHSA Champions Radio Network presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. This is your IHSAA.
You're good at basement basketball.
We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
It's 2 p.m. Saturday afternoon. You have 2 choices. Option 1, take 2 nanoseconds to reach over and put on your seatbelt. Or option 2, decide it's too much work for a Saturday and don't put on your seatbelt. As the seatbelt alarm continues to sing the song of its people, you roll your eyes. You're just going down the block. You'll be fine. You take a turn to the left, and that's when you see it.
Just wear your seatbelt. It's an easy way to save your life. The Indiana Criminal Justice Institute wants to remind you that choices matter. Click it to live it.
Hi, I'm Matt Wolford, president of the IHSAA Foundation, and we need your help. We need your help so the youth of our community can develop advanced leadership skills. We need your help giving high school administrators and coaches the instruction and insight they need to be better role models and teachers. To learn more or to make a tax-deductible contribution, go to ihsaafoundation.org. You'll not only be contributing to the foundation of the IHSAA, you'll be contributing to the foundation of our community.
Welcome back, everybody, to the 2022 IHSA Boys Basketball Tournament Pairing Show, presented by the Indiana Pacers and Indiana Fever on the IHSA Champions Radio Network. This is your IHSA. Speaking of the IHSA Champions Radio Network, thank you so much to these great stations around the state for making it possible for you to listen to our show. WHBU AM and FM in Anderson, WBAT AM and FM in Marion, WMRI in Marion, WXFN in Muncie, AM and FM, WCJC in Van Buren, WLTI in Newcastle, WKBV AM and FM in Richmond, WZZY in Winchester, WYMR in Culver, and WKVI in Knox. Greg Rakestraw, we have it. We're all set, ready to go. But we have girls' finals coming up Saturday. We want everybody to get involved in that. Go and watch some great basketball. And if you're trying to find the regional pairings, go to IHSA.org.
Correct. So again, the 4 girls basketball state championship matchups, Lafayette Central Catholic in 1A taking on Tecumseh. That'll be followed in 2A by Forest Park and Frankton. 10:30 is the start of that doubleheader in terms of the morning session. Then the evening session, a rematch of last year's 3A state championship game between Silver Creek and South Bend, Washington. That'll be followed by Noblesville and Franklin, a very highly anticipated matchup in terms of the 4A state championship games. IHSA Champions Network, Champions Radio Network, and the television broadcast home of the Champions Network on Valley Sports Indiana.
Go Cubs. Go. Since I've lived in Franklin for over 50 years, I have to get my plug in for the Cubs. You've been good. I've been really good. We try. We try our best. There's just a lot going on in this. And I think, as you alluded to earlier, what a balanced basketball tournament this is going to be. I mean, it's going to be so much fun because we can go ahead and talk about favorites, but I think it's really, really special. We'll take one final break and come back and wrap it up. You're listening to the IHSA Champions Radio Network presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. This is your IHSAA.
This is your IHSA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSA.
When I'm not racing at the track, I do like to take things a little bit slower. But even with my foot off the gas, I'm still driven to save lives. So if you're like me and you like hunting and fishing, you could do something to save lives too. Just say yes to being an organ donor when you get your hunting or fishing license online, or when you renew your Indiana driver's license. Join the 4 million Hoosiers who have signed up to save lives. Here, fishy, fishy, fishy.
In addition to Pacers basketball, my family's a big fan of 2 things: rescue dogs and great Connecticut water. So when we adopted Walter to join Bailey, he too gets his bowl of water right from our Connecticut K5 drinking water station. We take our water quality seriously, which is why we also have a whole home water treatment system. Improve your water like we do. Visit ConnecticutIndy.com for your free in-home water test. Connecticut, official sponsor of the Indiana Pacers.
Welcome back, everyone, to the 2022 IHSAA Pairing Show. We're so glad you've been with us. It's on the IHSA Champions Radio Network. I want to say thank you again to WRCY in Mount Vernon, WYFX in Mount Vernon, WREF in Seabury, Kentucky, WZBD in Bern, WJOB AM and FM in Hammond, WFNI AM and FM in Indianapolis, WLQI in Rensselaer. Also, great thanks to Heath Shanahan. Fantastic job of making this all work. Thanks to the commissioner, Brad Huber back in our studio, Devin Duncan and Cam Blankenship here, Greg Rakestraw. You're phenomenal at everything you do. It's always an honor for me to do what we do. And once again, thank you all. Get out and watch some basketball this weekend and when the boys tournament starts. You're listening to the IHSA Champions Radio Network presented by Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. This is your IHSAA.